What's up? It's your boy I Know Mercy here for the last conference of E3, Nintendo's Direct, and it was short and sweet like it usually is, only about 20 minutes, and it had plenty to show, but you know, it is only 20 minutes, so there's not actually going to be that much. It actually starts out with Reggie Fils-Aimé just saying a bunch of crap, like trying to make everything seem really epic and important. It was stupid, but then it goes right into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which, you know, I never played any of the other Xenoblade Chronicle games. I'm pretty sure there were more than one. Yeah. But this didn't actually look all that good. It has something to do with a dude trying to protect this girl with a special sword, and of course the dude can only use the sword because why the fuck not? And this is a small thing. I generally don't like it when stories mix mythologies, because he mentions the World Tree, and at the top of the World Tree is Elysium, and if you know anything about mythology, you know that the World Tree, Yggdrasil, is Norse, and Elysium is essentially the Greek heaven, and it's a small thing, but it always bugs me. And the voice acting is awful. I mean, like, not mid-90s level terrible, but it's not good. So I don't know if I'm gonna look into this one. If you've played the previous Xenoblade Chronicle games, you might like it, and you know, the gameplay looks fine enough. There's a bunch of explosions and bright colors, you know, the usual anime bullshit. So, you know, if you like the previous Xenoblade games, you'll probably like this one. I don't know. Although I will say that it seems like this one is actually relying on the anime art style more than the previous ones. I mean, they were pretty anime-ish too, but this one seems more so. Like there was a huge art shift. It looks more like a Tales game, honestly, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but there it is. Probably not. At least for me, not a great start for Nintendo, but hey, it's pretty good. Then they showed a new Kirby game, and not like Kirby's Woolly Yarn or whatever or anything. No, it's just a straight Kirby game. No gimmick, nothing. Just Kirby eating things and gaining new superpowers. And apparently he actually has a new power. He can actually charm. He can charm enemies, and they will fight with him. And he like gathers up a party of like 4 people, and he goes out and does shit. And he can actually, I don't know if this is like a recurring thing or it was just a one time. I wouldn't imagine it would be just a one time, but he can actually he can gather the 4 that he's charmed and like form shapes and do things like that. Like Kirby and the 3 other dudes that he had with him Link to Arts, and turned into a giant wheel and just started steamrolling over shit. It was really cool. And what's really cool about this one is that in addition to the usual eating things and then gaining their power, you can actually combine powers. I can't exactly remember what happened, but there was like an ice bomb and a fire and something else he did with fire, and he turned into an ice stone. You know the stone power. He combined it with an ice ability and did it like that. Like, I don't know how exactly that works. It might be he might be using the powers of the enemies that he charmed, and that's how he's doing it. And like I would assume that's the case because it makes the most sense. But it's really cool that you can actually do that, just combining the different powers that Kirby has had before. You know, like a fire sword. Of course, that's what it was. Just huge fucking fire sword, and that was really cool. I mean, like, that's gonna be a lot of fun to play with, especially considering you can now, because of the whole charm thing, you can have, I was just gonna reiterate myself with how the powers work, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Then it went into brought out this other guy who was talking about how proud he is that the Switch is doing so well, and I assume he'd have to because the Wii and the Wii U really weren't making the money. And so the fact that the Switch is doing so well is pretty good. And the big thing is that now people are being able to because you can take the Switch with you pretty much anywhere. People are actually playing them together a lot more. So they're actually coming. So Nintendo's actually coming out with a bunch of new multiplayer games. They haven't really revealed anything yet, but it's it's the announcement of an initiative, getting third-party developers, bringing in third-party developers to come up with new multiplayer games, which is always good in my opinion. Considering Monster Hunter has always been on Nintendo consoles, I was actually a little bit surprised that Monster Hunter World is coming out on PlayStation, or at least that PlayStation announced it. It could be. I believe it's coming on multiple consoles, but I'm not entirely sure. But if it is coming out on Switch, I think it would make a lot of sense, especially since Monster Hunter is most known for coming out on the DS. So, and then he talked about some new Pokemon games. He's coming out with Nintendo's coming out with Pokken Tournament DX, a sequel, or I guess I'm assuming, with new content, new Pokemon, and just everything. It's cool. So yeah, I'm trying to remember some of the Pokemon that they showed. It's Piplup's third stage, Emperor something, the giant penguin thing. So that's one of the new fighters. That's the only one I could really like that stuck in my mind. But yeah, it's got new fighters, new content. It's so all good. Apparently, they are also announcing a core Pokemon game on the Switch, like an actual RPG on the Switch, not like Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Coliseum or anything like that. No, a actual full Pokemon game on the Switch. They didn't give it a release date yet, but they're announcing it, and it's awesome. It's so cool. It's just God, yeah. I want to say it's surprising considering that Pokemon Sun and Moon just came out this year, but thinking about it, Pokemon usually comes out every 2 or 3 years, I guess. For the most part, unless that, like, I think the shortest is like 2 or 3 years. So, and considering they haven't actually really said anything about this, just saying, yeah, a new Pokemon game is coming out on the Switch, it could be a while until we actually see it. So yeah, there's that. And big surprise, huge surprise, and something I think we've all been waiting for, Metroid Prime 4. They didn't give an exact date, or at least I still didn't write down the dates. Fuck. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4. That's finally coming out. I can dig that. Yeah. So then it's coming out, and a new Yoshi game is coming out. Like, again, not like Yoshi's Woolly World or anything like that. Just a straight up Yoshi game. It has co-op, of course, and has the usual Yoshi shit in it. You eat enemies, you shit out eggs, and you throw the eggs at other enemies or obstacles in the world or something like that. But what's cool is that you can actually there are points in each level where you can actually ground pound and the world will actually switch. Like it'll flip around so you can find new secrets and treasure and coins and shit like that. And that's actually pretty cool. It's really reminiscent of Paper Mario and a Thousand Year Door, I think it is. Where you can switch axes, so you can go from a 2D, perspective to a 3D one. It's kind of like that, except not exactly, but that's the only thing I can immediately think of as a comparison, and that seems fun because Yoshi is always awesome. Then they came out with Fire Emblem Warriors, which is, I'm assuming, going to be the Hyrule Warriors of the Fire Emblem franchise, because like there's these two siblings, because of course there's two siblings, and their kingdom got fucked over by a giant dragon, and they need to raise an army, and somehow, I don't fucking know how, but heroes from the other Fire Emblem games are coming to their world or kingdom. I don't know if it's separate worlds. I'm pretty sure it is, to help them out, and it's gonna be like your typical Warriors game. Like when I saw the ads for it, I was like, Hyrule Warriors 2? Hyrule Warriors 2. Hyrule Warriors... Oh, okay. Just like... the thing is, I don't have anything against the Fire Emblem series. It's just, I tried to play one twice. Like, I tried to play Fire Emblem on the GBA, and then the sequel to that, Sacred Stones, and I just couldn't get into it, and I feel like if I couldn't get into those simplified games, I'm probably not gonna get into any of the more advanced ones. That's coming out on the DS. It's just it's not bad. It's just not for me, I guess. So, but I mean, if it's the Warriors game, maybe I might be interested. I like the Warriors games, so there's that. Then they showed Skyrim for Switch, which we already knew was happening, but it's their console, so Nintendo's got to say, hey, we're putting Skyrim on the Switch for God knows what reason. And what's really great, what's big thing, is DLC for Breath of the Wild, which is great. I'm pretty sure this is the first time that a Legend of Zelda game has actually had DLC. Which honestly isn't that weird, because Nintendo's never really done DLC before. At least not until Wii U. But yeah, DLC for Zelda. I'm down with that. So you got two DLC packs: the Master's Trial and the Champion's Ballad. The Master's Trial actually comes with a new huge dungeon called the Trial of the Sword. Think of the Cavern of Ordeals from Twilight Princess. Pump it full of steroids, not normal steroids, fucking venom steroids from fucking Bane's Venom steroid, and you basically have the Trial of the Sword. It's fucking huge, massive rooms, enemies everywhere. I'm not sure how puzzle heavy it's gonna be. Probably not at all. I mean, it is Trial of the Sword, so I'm assuming that, combat's gonna be the main focus. They showed Link going in there without any armor, just a pair of pants, no shirt or anything like that. I don't know if you have to go in there without any armor. It would be interesting if you did. Like you gather up all this badass armor, but you can't use any of it. You just gotta use your sword. Well, a couple swords, because as you know, the fucking swords in Breath of the Wild are made out of tinfoil. But yeah, master shit, yeah, bring it on, I'm down, hell yeah. In addition to that, we have You have the Hero's Path. I'm not sure entirely what that is. I'm guessing it's like a new side quest. I don't know. But you also have new armor, a bunch of different new armors. You can even have Majora's Mask. You can have Majora's Mask. I'm assuming it doesn't turn you into a genocide happy demon, but still, you have fucking Majora. You can wear fucking Majora's Mask and a bunch of new cool armors, and you even have Karok's Mask, which is okay. And Master Mode, which I'm assuming is going to be like the Master Mode from Ocarina of Time. On the 3DS, which, you know, it inverts the world and rearranges the dungeons and just makes everything harder. It's basically the hard mode of the game, I'm assuming, which is sure, yeah, okay, cool. And the Champions Ballads, we actually don't know that much about. It just showed the 4 champions from the game. I do not remember their names. So I'm assuming it's going to focus on them. It might be an alternate story mode where it takes place in the era of the champions, and I don't know if you're playing as Link, or if you're playing as Zelda, or if you're playing as the champions themselves. But it seems like we're gonna get more information about them, which, sure, yeah. The champions actually seem really cool. So yeah, learning more about them is just only a bonus in my opinion. It's also coming out with champion amiibos, all 4 of them. So, and I'm curious what what cool shit you're gonna get from them and all of that. So yeah, Breath of the Wild. DLC, fucking cool. I'm down. For the most part, that was the end of the that was the end of the spotlight. Reggie came out again and said that over the course of E3, they're going to have a couple of Nintendo's going to be hosting a couple of tournaments for Splatoon, Pokken, and the new ARMS game that's coming out this week. So. Yeah, that's about it. They showed another a little bit more information about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and they ended the whole thing with Mario Odyssey, which is, well, we all knew this was coming. I mean, this is the next new big Mario game, and it looks huge. It looks amazing. It's still weird a little bit that you have cartoonish as fuck Mario with more realistically proportioned humans. So I'm still a little bit curious about how that's gonna work. I know they revealed it last year in E3, or wait, was it E3? It might have just been a different Nintendo Direct. Fuck it, I actually don't remember. But I don't remember if there's actually an explanation for that. Like maybe Mario is in our world, you know, like he left the Mushroom Kingdom and now he's in a more realistic world. I don't know. But this seems really interesting. With that new kind of worlds Mario is exploring, and the new sort of realistic-ish environments that he's going through, and apparently his hat as a weapon now, which is okay. So yeah, his hat is a weapon, and his hat can actually his hat can actually possess people. Like you can possess enemies and have them and use their powers to fight off other enemies, or you can even use your hat to possess like the people in the city that I'm guessing is going to act as the game's hub world. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what it seems like. There was actually a woman singing throughout the trailer, and it was a good song. I'm not gonna knock that. And we only ever got to see her from the back. I'm wondering if that's Paula or Pauline. You know, the chick from Donkey Kong. Mario's first girlfriend before he met up with Peach. And I don't know. It's possible. It'd be interesting if they showed her, because the only other time she's ever shown up is in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. So there's that. You can even possess a dinosaur. Like, it shows a giant fucking dinosaur with a little hat on his head, so Mario possessed him. That's funny. Also, it's funny, every time you possess something, not only does the hat show up, Mario's mustache does. That's fucking hilarious. That is so funny. It's so awesome. Also, Bowser's trying to marry Peach. Like, there's no ambiguity about it. He's in a white suit, Peach is in a dress, and she's carrying piranha plants as a bouquet. I mean, I know that happened in the Thousand-Year Door, but still, like, Bowser's just, no, I am taking this bitch from me. Fuck you, Mario. And I think that's it. That's something. That's kind of funny. That's kind of fun. Mario the Wedding Crasher. There you go. So yeah, that was Nintendo Spotlight. Short, sweet, and to the point, I gotta say. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It showed a lot of really interesting stuff, lots of new information, great information in my opinion. It's great that they're actually doing something with Samus again. I know like I said, a lot of people are waiting for a new Metroid game, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't actually catch the Spotlight live. I actually slipped through it and I missed it by like an hour, and while I was trying to find the actual direct, I found the live stream. I found Nintendo's Treehouse live stream, and one thing I didn't stay on it too long because I realized this isn't what I was looking for. But one thing I did see is they're remaking Metroid 2: Samus Returns on the DS, and it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. So honestly, I think this is a great year for Metroid fans, because not only are we getting Metroid 4 in like a year, we're also getting Samus Returns this year, and that's fucking great, because I feel like this is like the best apology you can give for most Metroid fans after Other M, and after waiting so long after Other M to come out with a new Metroid game. Not just coming out with Prime 4, which everyone wanted, but also coming out with another Metroid game that's based on a classic but updates it, and that's just fantastic. That's just Mario. Nintendo, good on you. I wouldn't say they won E3, but close second. I got real talk, close second. I gotta be honest. So who won E3? In my opinion, PlayStation. I gotta give it to PlayStation. They didn't blow it out of the water completely. It wasn't like just, oh yeah, PlayStation just completely fucking won it. No. They eked it out. They eked it out real close. In my opinion, they came out with a lot of good games, a lot of stuff I didn't really care about, but a lot of stuff I did. Honestly, what won it for me, it had to be Spider-Man. I'm sorry, just Spider-Man, just the new Spider-Man game. It looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. That really was the tipping point for me. In Sony's favor, it's just Spider-Man, all the stuff Nintendo put out, so they're second for me. Then there was Ubisoft, so yeah, for me at least, Sony won. Nintendo came in a close second though. Close second, so that's my opinion, and that's the end of my E3 coverage. Unfortunately, because I'm no one, I'm not going to be able to make it to E3 and actually get a hands-on look at any of these games. But the conference is over, but the actual convention is still going on. It's gonna be going on for the rest of the week. We're gonna be getting trailers and news and information throughout the rest of the week, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I'm probably not gonna do any videos about it, but if anything comes out that really piques my interest, start the camera up and talk to you guys about it. I'm really looking forward to some new information, especially about Spider-Man. Any new information you can give me about Spider-Man Insomniac, I am there. Yeah, just new villains, new side characters, new missions. Actually, I'm planning on doing something for Spider-Man, so watch out for that. It's probably gonna come in the next day or so. I doubt it'll be. I doubt it'll take longer than a week. But yeah, E3, man, just killing it. Just so. All right, I'm I No Mercy. I'll see y'all later.